Jobs. What a contrast, almost the epiphany of difference in most of our minds. I will be very interested to hear what the connection is. Please welcome Richard.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Ian, for that introduction. In my last talk, I showed how practicing meditation to develop mindfulness in action can help a person become more creative in their particular field of endeavour. So a little bit more, how can it do this? Today I'm going to continue with this theme. I'll explain how meditation for developing mindfulness has played a role in developing intuition and creating great things. I'll tell you in particular about a quote from Albert Einstein and a story from the authorised biographer of Steve Jobs. Now, Albert Einstein, you all know E equals mc squared, what an inspiration. He said, quote, the intuitive mind is a sacred gift and the rational mind a faithful servant. We've created a society that honours the servant and has forgotten the gift. Now, what did he mean? What he was talking about were the flashes of inspirations, the brilliant ideas. You all know Archimedes, the eureka moments that seem to come out of nowhere, out of the unconscious mind. He was saying that modern society had forgotten the art of having brilliant ideas that led to ingenious actions. All the same, Einstein, he does sound a little bit mystical, and amazingly enough, the Greeks, even Archimedes most probably, believed that the muses gave inspirations to artists, because how could ideas come out of nowhere? I bet you've never thought about that. This was the Greeks' answer to the philosophical question, where do brilliant ideas come from? You may recall from my business launch how Professor John Arnold's answer to this question helped give birth to the modern disciplines of creative engineering and design thinking, though they've always been around. Such intuition was at the core of Steve Jobs' genius. And a quote from his authorised biographer, and this is drawn from a book called Wired to Create by Professor Scott Barry Kaufmann. So I haven't sourced it myself from the original source. So his biographer said, his imaginative leaps were instinctive, unexpected, and at times magical. They were sparked by intuition, not analytic rigour. Trained in Zen Buddhism, Mr. Jobs came to value experiential wisdom over empirical analysis. What does this mean? It means that Steve Jobs came to value the wisdom and intuitions gained through meditative experiences. The unconscious is actually able to, I believe, process the relevant data better during meditation, because the unconscious mind utilises more than just the normal thinking processes that can actually stuff up our intuition. According to Kaufmann, meditation practice also inspired the design of the Beatles' White Album and Leonard Cohen's 2001 album 10 New Songs. They were written at a Zen centre. And you can hear that, I've listened to a couple of them, that you can hear them on YouTube. So Steve Jobs, he said that Zen meditation was the main source of his creativity. He studied under the Zen master Shun Ryo Suzuki, author of Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind. And he told his authorised biographer that was how he was able to still his mind and tap into his creative unconscious, get into his unconscious mind. So he said, Jobs said, if you just sit and observe, you will see how restless your mind is. If you try to calm it, it only makes things worse. But over time, it does calm. And when it does, there's room to hear more subtle things. That's when your intuition starts to blossom. and you start to see things more clearly and be in the present more. Your mind just slows down. Today, I've told you a little more about what intuition and meditation for mindfulness are. I told you how Steve Jobs developed his intuition and mindfulness through Zen Buddhism. In conclusion, if it was good enough for him, maybe it's worth a try if you have a desire to have more brilliant ideas and create something greater in your lifetimes. The take-home lesson, according to both Professor Scott Barry Kaufmann and Steve Jobs, is that meditation can help you have more inspirations by quieting a racing mind and tapping into the quiet wisdom of the creative unconscious. Meditation can help you develop the mindfulness needed in action if you want to achieve greater things in life. Thanks for listening.